we have the world exclusive.
What?
We are about to cross live and have a bit of a chat with Matt, who is the coach of the Convicts, and we'll see how he goes. How are we doing, Matt?
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show, boys. It's a pleasure to have a chat to you.
Okay, Matt, how does it actually feel to do what we all aspire to all year?
Yeah, it's certainly a good feeling to log into the site and to see your team at the top, I tell you. But yeah, to be honest, I was a bit shattered not to win the comp last year. I ended up finishing third, so set myself a goal at the end of last year to win the comp 1 year, and yeah, I just didn't expect it to happen so soon. So yeah, really happy.
Holy hell! He, did you hear that? He was third last year and then ended up winning it this year.
How good are you?
Hello, Mr. DT.
Awesome,
Mr. Average second.
Oh, what a
Holy
superstar.
freaking hell.
All right, Matt, what was your strategy going into this season 2008 of DT?
Yeah, the way I see it, there's a number of strategies you can use to win the comp. The most popular one seems to be to start a mix of rookies and guns on the field, but I don't like to play rookies on the field, so I take a bit of a different strategy. I like to use my rookies on the bench, and their purpose mainly is just to go up in value and to be there in case you get an injury. And actual starting side, I like to speculate with a few players that I think are going to go up in value and to increase their average from the year before. So I don't really buy too many guns at the start of the year. I just look for the most underpriced guns and throw in a mixture of players that I think are going to have big years and breakout years. So I think at the end of the day you make a few mistakes, but as long as you make some of the right ones, you end up with players that you keep along the way. And as long as you can sort of select a team that's not too injury prone, then I think my strategy works out alright. As you just got to be patient, wait for the guns to come down in price. Hopefully the players you select at the start of the year go up in price, so you can certainly save a lot of money this way.
So with a very average lineup to start with, what did you score in the first few weeks?
Yeah, well, I had a bit of a shocker in round one, so I think my ranking wasn't that good at the start of the year, but slowly started to come down. It wouldn't have been until about round 13 or 14 even that I even caught up to DT's own Roy's Destroy, but I think the last 8 to 9 rounds really came home with a wet sail. I think in that time I averaged about 2,200, so over the last 9-10 rounds is where I really won it.
Well, actually, I'm a bit starstruck that I was actually beating you, let alone the fact that,
And it stopped
my God,
the season halfway
when
through.
you passed me, that is awesome. I feel, I'm a bit lost for words there. One thing I'd be interested in, what was your highest score for the whole year?
Yeah, highest score for the year was 2,353, which I got in round 21, which is actually pretty good timing because gave me a lead of about 300 going into the last round. So it turns out I needed most of those because the last round of the year was a bit of a shocker, and yeah, with Mackie pulling out and a few other guns sort of struggling a bit, my team wasn't looking that good for a while. Almost blew a 300-point lead, so you just never know with DT. It's a bit up and down, but yeah.
Ooh,
Far out. You had to beat me at that as well.
slightly above Roy's best.
He's done me by 30 or so.
That's right. So, Matt, how about who were your players that you picked right at the start of the year that really paid off for you?
Yeah, no one player springs to mind, but I think generally I just picked a pretty good spread at the start of the year, and most players sort of went up in value and did their jobs. A couple of players became keepers like Robert Murphy and Brett Deledio. Other players like Salopek were good early and then became injured. So guys like Symes and Ellis and Ibbotson and these kind of guys, they went up a lot in value for me, so they were good. From that point of view, I was really able to use the salary cap pretty well, and just by being patient and waiting for the guns, was able to save a lot of money that way. So I think that was one of the reasons why I think my team worked pretty well.
All right, in saying that, who were some of the dead weights that held the Convicts down a little bit this year?
Yeah, it's probably unfair to single out one convict in particular, but if I had to, I'd probably say Dale Thomas. He was a bit of a disappointment. So
Matt, what were some of the big decisions that you think actually really won you the car?
Yeah, I think the biggest trade I made throughout the year was when Heath Shaw decided to lose the plot towards the end of the year. I brought in Joel Bowden. I think Joel Bowden had some massive weeks at the end there, so he really carried me home. So big fan of Joel Bowden at the moment.
Now, Matt, you made the Eliminator Final, but unfortunately you lost that one. What do you think of the concept of that whole thing?
Yeah, unfortunately lost the DT Eliminator Final, but not to worry. Originally I was a bit opposed to the whole thing, actually. To tell you the truth, I thought it was just a bit of a temptation to use your trades too early, so I was a bit worried about that.
Yeah, I'm on the same page with that, Matt. I burned a trade just to get an extra week out of the Eliminator. Really would have helped me in that last week before finals. But anyway, you live and you learn, I suppose. What advice would you give DTers going into 2009?
Yeah, the advice that I'd give to people is just to come up with your own strategy and try to implement it as well as you can. But be prepared to along the way to reevaluate things, because it became pretty clear to me earlier on this year that people were really struggling with their backline. So I thought the best strategy that I could do with that sort of situation is to leave all my players that were actually playing in the backline, just to leave them, not trade them during that period, and to concentrate on other areas of your team. So you've got to sort of adapt to what's going on in the whole sort of environment and what's happened to other people's teams as well. So I think the ability to sort of predict sort of trends that are happening early in the year can really hold you in good stead towards the end.
Now, you're a pretty good DT.
He's all right at it.
He's pretty good. So there must be some places that you go to get your advice and information.
Well, some sort of
It came
special place.
third last year, first this year.
There must be some little secret, some little special place that
definitely
you
something.
go
Gotta
to.
be.
Where do you go to get your DT advice and stuff?
There's definitely a lot of advice out there these days, so you've got to be careful which sites you go to, but at the end of the day, you can't go past DT Talk.
Hey, I wouldn't have guessed.
What a surprise! What's that? What was
Whoa.
that website again?
DreamTeamTalk.com.
I have to go and visit it. Why not? Now, what's your highlights of DT Talk this year?
Ooh.
There's definitely been some funny moments on DT Talk this year, so I think overall probably two highlights for me. The first one was definitely Warnie's effort at impersonating Fraser Gehrig and the whole flash dance routine that he came up with. I thought that was absolutely gold, Warnie. And also last week when you smashed the keyboard on the desk, that was pretty funny. Nice little hole in your desk now, so hilarious stuff, mate.
Thanks very much, Matthew. And
Good
once
on you,
again, well done. That is so good.
Yep, I'm looking forward to the DT finals and encourage everyone to join your league, and should be fun. I guarantee you not to win that. Didn't have much luck last year, so look forward to catching up with you blokes one day and having a beer, which would have to be Cascade and not Bogues.